So I would like to move to second part. Actually, even just at the beginning of reform and opening up in 1978, our government already started to send some people to abroad, especially to develop the country, to learn new technology and advanced technology. Even you have very, very few, 52 people. And this amount increased very fast, especially from 2007. This process is accelerated. In 2015, compared to 1978, increased near to 500 times. So this increase actually is in line with the development of economy. So we could get this conclusion actually, with the development of economy, the country pays more and more attention to the training of talents. And more people are sent abroad, mainly due to the growth of economy. So 2008 is a very important year for China because Beijing hosted the Olympic game, not only because of race. Actually, in 2008, China initiated the recruitment program of global experts. This was also known as the 1,000 Talents Plan, under which it would bring in overseeing top talents to China over the next 5 to 10 years, who can make breakthrough in key technologies. Actually, this is a very important program because previously we always send the people to abroad and learn technology, but now we launch a program to attract people come back to China, not only limited to Chinese people, also open for foreigners. So I will show you this program. So this program has 2 levels. One level is higher, is for innovative talents. Another level is for young scientists. So for innovative talents, we have 2 sub-projects. One is for long-term, which means these scientists have to come to China with a full-time job. But this sometimes is difficult because for this level, talents already had their maybe professor position abroad and also family there. They already adapt their work and life there. It's difficult for them to come back to China with the whole family. So then we have a short-term project, which means for this talent, they only need to come to China to work like in 2 months. It also can give China a big help. They can launch a group there. So the most actually important from this program is for young scientists. And China pay more and more attention to young scientists because compared to innovative talents, young scientists is more active and is more flexible. And they just at the beginning of their own career, so they have more motivation. So for innovative talents is very high level. So you have to be a professor abroad in a top university, at least be an associate professor. Today I will not go into this direction. I will more focus on young scientists. So for young scientists, it's still very, very competitive. So first of all, you have to get a PhD degree from a top overseas university. Secondly, you have to have a formal teaching and research position in very famous university. One critical point is that you have to be below than 14 years old. If you are older than that, no chance. Finally, you have to be excellent enough. So this can be reflected from your publication, your invited talk, your book chapter, and like reputation, whatever. But this is very competitive. So this figure shows actually the age distribution for scholars who get this support. From this figure is clear actually the main domination for young scientists actually from 13 to 36 years old. So you can imagine actually for fresh PhD students, it's almost impossible to get this support. You always to after a PhD, you should do several years postdoc or other related research position to get more reputation. So how is young scientist can be supported? Once you get a scholar, first of all, your salary, you will get around 0.5 million yuan at once from the government. This from a central government. And from a local government, they will support normally the equal amount of such money. Finally, for a salary, actually is commonly used where a salary is from 0.3 to 0.5 million yuan per year. Maybe the salary is not very high in Japan, but in China, this is extremely a lot of money. So which means a young scientist can concentrate on their research. They don't need to worry about their daily life and don't need to worry about how to earn money. Secondly, is quite important. They can get study funding from a government without any proposal. So they can get 1 to 3 million yuan, of course, depending on their application form. Except that, normally the university will support more or less the same amount of money. So this is more than enough actually for young scientists to launch an independent group. But I will show you actually this is quite challenging, not only because of the money, also a lot of challenges for young scientists in the third part. The last good point is the housing arrangement. I don't know how about in Japan, but in China, this is very important. Almost every Chinese family want to have their own apartment. So in China, normally, if a young scientist, if they buy an apartment in this city, which means they already decide to work there for quite a long time. So normally the university will give very high housing allowance and flexible house supported by university. So from this, you can say actually for young scientists, once you can involve in this project, you will get fully support. You are very lucky, you can get a lot of resource. But this is only for overseas Chinese scholars. Of course, many domestic talents in China will complain for that because it is only open for overseas Chinese scholars. So for this reason, so in 2012, so Chinese government actually launched another very important project. It's so-called the 10,000 plan. So previously it's 1,000 plan, now it's 10,000 plan. It's because 10,000 local high-level innovative talents will be selected and supported by the government in 10 years. For this project, also has different levels. So today I only show you this level for young talents. So in 10 years, we'll select 2,000 persons. The critical point is that these young talents have to be younger than 35 years old. Actually, in China, there are 3 very important age for young scientists. One is 35, another one is 40. The last one is 45. I don't know how about in Japan, but in India, I know has some similar situation because during my PhD study, I have a colleague from India. So he told me he have to come back to India before he is 35 years old. Otherwise, for him, it's difficult to get a good position. So now in China, we have 2 very important programs. As I said, is the 1,000 talents plan for overseas talents and a 10,000 talents plan for domestic talents. The 2 plans were implemented in parallel and coordinated. The most important things, these 2 big programs actually drive and direct more and more resource to open different levels of program. I will not go into the details. I just show you actually this program from world ministries and commercials. I just show you 2 programs. One is from Changjiang Scholar Program, which is very famous and has very high reputation in China. This program allows actually overseas Chinese talents and even foreigners to come to China to work like 1 month per year. So it's very good point. Another one is the Chunhui program of Ministry of Education. So for this program, it's allow actually we invite the overseas Chinese talent and even foreigners to come to China to have a very small workshop and meeting. For example, this year we get this supporting. So in March we have a very small meeting with many scholars actually from Germany. So both actually Chinese and foreigners. So also the local governments actually already set up a lot of supports. I will not go into the details. So due to the strong supports for talents, actually now the overseas Chinese talent situation already start to change. From 1978 to 2015, the total number of overseas Chinese talents is more than 4 million. A lot of people actually abroad. Among them, 2.7 million people have already finished their studies. Around 18% of these people would like to come back to China. But this is not the case many years ago. For this figure, I will show you actually a change survey of overseas Chinese talents from 2005 to 2015. So you can see, after China set up the Southern Talents Program in 2008, actually the amount of Chinese talents come back increased sharply. So from this figure, I could show it more clearly. So in 2006, if 3 people going abroad, only 1 Chinese guy will come back to work in China. But in 2015, almost 1 people go abroad, and then 1 person will come back. So I will give a summary in this part. Actually, first of all, in China, we do lead high-level talents, so which is actually the most important resource to solve the challenge which we meet today. Secondly, the number of students studying abroad and returning home is increased every year. Thirdly, more and more overseas talents choose to work and live in China due to actually the significant development of economy and the enhanced support for talents. So after we have this background,